Salute, salute, salute. On my generals, on my lines, on my real men, on my queens, on my princesses, on my line. This is y'all already know what it is, lines and men. We're not promoting gang violence, gang activity in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. Let's get into it, man. Yo, listen. Attica Correctional Facility. For those of y'all that this is the first time that y'all tuning in, definitely hit the like, share, subscribe, notification bell. Everything that I'm telling you is true story, actual events that took place. And in this one right here, I was there for it. So let's get into it. So, Attica Correctional Facility. I landed, and in the process before I made it to the mess hall block, I was in A block, which was called Baby Afghanistan at the time. I was in B block, I was in C block, I was in all the blocks in A block. I was in Attica for basically 2 years. So one of the craziest units that I was in had to be C block, I believe it was. And that'll be because it was run by homo thugs in every sense of the word. Do not get this misconstrued. I'm talking real shit. That house, that unit, when I got there, you could smell feces. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can smell it in the air. And I'm saying feces because this is YouTube. But you can smell it in the air, right, twin? And it wasn't because dudes was just pooping and doing number two. Nah. It was a lot of extracurricular activities that was taking place in that particular block. Why? The correction officer that was running it was called Preacher. And Preacher was a white correction officer that was racist but loved boys. And he definitely loved black boys. Facts. Spanish boys. And little snow bunny boys too. Preacher is a known correctional officer that was in Attica Correctional Facility for years. Right? So he got booked by some trainee inmate called J-Lo, aka J-Lo. Yo, that's a fact. You can't make this up, bro. So now, what I'm about to tell y'all is gonna be about how the Bloods after the riot, the COs like Preacher and other COs that ran units, they was the ones that ran the house. They was their blocks. Them blocks was their blocks. Up or wherever you was at, whatever block you was at, these steady officers was the ones that was running those tiers, those galleries. After the riot that happened with the Bloods, the COs was like almost having meetings with the Land Kings, even the Crips, the Muslims. Like they was talking to anybody and everybody that wasn't Blood. The Blood hate was still real and serious. I'm talking about 1,000% serious. The CEOs hated these niggas. They like, yo, fuck all these niggas. Like literally. They would talk. I remember one time we get called for programs, and it's me and my bro Bam, my bro Love, my bro Capone. There was a couple of kings, and all of these kings is doing like life, 25 to life, and they've been in Attica already like 2 years, 3 years. I just got to Attica. And the CEOs is having a meeting. Like I forget, I know Preacher was there, he was one of them, and most of these CEOs did have the tattoos with the black babies on nooses. Facts. They usually had them over, like on through anywhere, somewhere on their arm, whether they bicep, on their hand right here, on the inside of their arm, on like they will. That tattoo with the black baby on the noose was a thing. They had a whole gang in there of them, and these were the COs that was running Attica. So These dudes used to talk to the Lion Kings, the Nietas, the Trinitarios, all everybody that was Spanish, anybody was in the Mexican gangs in there, the Aryan Nation niggas and all that. And they whole time was fuck the Bloods. The motherfuckers get here, we gonna let you know. They used to line them up, twin. Yo, it was homies that'll get there. Boom, next thing you know, my cells popped, a couple of dudes' cells is popped. Boom, we going down there, down the gallery, we go talking to the CO. CO like, yo, listen, this blood nigga just came in. This is the AKA we got on. Boom, he got the paws on his arm and everything. Boom, they just give us your whole info, everything on the blood nigga, whoever the fuck you was, twin. Real talk. And we get the information, and we're banging. Police just don't like y'all. They don't like us either, but they hate y'all more. So we take the information. They be like, yo, y'all want to do something? Y'all can do something like around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, on a 3 o'clock shift. They'll let us know what shifts we could do something, make moves, and they'll pop the cells open. You know how many homies, most of the Bloods, they was putting in work back then, in that era. That's like most of the ones that was in Attica, 99.9% of the time, that's the reason why they got scars on their faces. It's the reason why they got real wounds, why they done lost lungs. Because the COs, yeah, it was working with the Kings and every other gang against the Bloods. They just had some shit against the Bloods, and they wasn't scared to hide it. Like I said, they didn't give a who you was. They was doing you crazy. If they find out, yo, big homies used to be scared to be known that there was big homies. Bro, I remember one time, homies used to be checking their homies like, yo, why you throwing the bees at me like that with the rap? Like, homies used to be mad. They were so scared that the CEOs would find out this nigga's a blood and he hold tight. You hold weight. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. The rumors was, a lot of the big homies that was in Attica, you know what I'm saying? That credit card was a little extra special. How about that? How son said, let's get to that. Let's talk about that. Let me tell y'all about the credit card before I bang on this one real quick, and I'm gonna leave y'all with it, right? A credit card means a swipe. You know what I mean? EBT, no EBT, credit cash, you know, credit or debit, all that. So when I got the Attica, it was they dudes. That's when the first time I knew what a credit card. Like, yo, they gonna credit card you. I'm like, credit card? What's that? What credit card is? The officers use their hand, you know what I mean, as such, and they put it between your butt crack as such, and they swipe. Some of these COs have the audacity to pull your greens out, put their hands in there, do it against your boxes. Some of them might pull your boxes back, put yours in there, and facts, swipe, cash a charge. Everybody that went to Attica, including myself, had to go and endorse some shit like that. So when I got to Attica, that's how I found out. I'm like, what the fuck? Thank God the CEO that the first time I got credit card wasn't mad aggressive. Wasn't obviously like gay, but yo, it was a lot of gay ass CEOs that was in Attica loving what they was doing to every black and brown inmate that was in their vicinity. And when you was blood, they used to look at you like you was candy. Like, oh, I got this nigga. How tough is he? They used to literally love that, bro. So like all the big homies, I could imagine the stories they got about what happened to them in Attica. Because I'm telling you, them CEOs was on it. Think about it. Think about it. Know what I'm saying? Hence why they popped off and, know what I mean, they made movies and they had that little riot that popped off in the mess hall in Attica Correctional Facility because it, you know, from what I heard, know what I'm saying? That credit card got a little extra. Know what I'm saying? They did that to a couple of homies, and one of the big homies was like, yo, hold on. Know what I mean? You going from a swipe to up. That's a little different, know what I mean? So y'all already know what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to say, and it's all facts, no cap. LIONS&MEN. Hit the like, hit the share, the subscribe. Instagram is Lions_and_man. Let's get into it.